Hi, I'm Prathyush, and today I want to talk to you about Thank God, starring Sidharth Malhotra, Ajay Devgn, Rakul Preet Singh, and Nora Fatehi. Sidharth Malhotra's screen presence is a special brand of eye-watering incompetence. When he acts, it's as though he keeps one word in his head and hams that. Angry, sad, happy, excited. He has what I call confused eyes. They're always searching, unconvinced, unsure, lurking for meaning or context or just a way out. And given some of the films he has been part of, Jabariya Jodi, Marjava, it's not hard to put two and two together. Like Thank God, these are films that are awful on paper, crumpled and tired as cliches, but films you nonetheless act in to prop up your career, I presume, hoping it widens your audience instead of deepening it, following some tired and untested advice of star making. It often feels like Malhotra is coasting along a career that has been thrust upon him. Even when he's staring at someone, say a lover, his gaze is so inward-looking, so oriented towards himself, his hair, his beauty. He's incapable of intensity. It's the kind of minimal acting you tend to forgive for being so pretty. The films where his performance was most affecting, Kapoor and Sons, Hasi To Phasi, were the ones where the director was able to milk this confused gaze, the lax shoulders into something comedic or charming, giving the confusion and laziness a context to linger. In Thank God, however, asking for context is a crime. The story is just floating out there without even the pretense of reason or logic. Not that we desire logic from films, but we do desire a thread to follow from one scene to the next, don't we? A promise of tension building up, of its sweet release, its bow-tied conclusion. Malhotra plays Ayan Kapoor, scraped from the bottom of the masculine barrel. He's jealous of the success of his wife, played by Rakul Preet Singh, who performs diligently the role of the diligent police officer.
मैं तुम्हें बताए बिना अप्लाई कर दिया था. And guess what? I cleared it.
नमक डाल.
मेरे पास नमक कहाँ है?
नहीं है. तो मेरे जख्मों पे तो छिड़क ही रहना तुम.
Deluded that he could do her job better, he's also deeply angry and resentful for the loans rejected and the businesses failed. Broken by a car accident, his soul is stuck between death and life, and he's forced to play a game with Yamdoot and CG. Played by Ajay Devgn, CG is short for Chitragupta, the Hindu god who is the accountant of one's karma, but in a black suit dappered into the 21st century. There are two apsaras who flank him, dressed like a magician's assistant in skimpy clothes, bare waists, fishnets, to go with the skimpy dialogues they're given. One dialogue, per my counting. Even if this mythological universe has been sexualized and modernized, it remains ubiquitously Hindu in its core. There is no hint of any other religion peeping in. Sakshi, Anchal, Payal, these are the names of Ayan's ex-girlfriends. This is not to say that we should forcefully include hints of other religions into our films. I'm merely pointing out the narrowness, the myopia with which these cinematic worlds are conceived. CG gives Ayan various situations where his personality emerges, his anger, his lust, his greed, and the way he takes his mother's love and his wife's career for granted. If he does well in these situations, white balls are deposited. If he fails, then black balls reign. Too many black balls will lead to his death. That the director, Indra Kumar, also the man behind the sex comedic threesome Masti, Grand Masti and Great Grand Masti, should think a man's fate hinges on the color of balls thrown at his face is a punchline to a joke I'm not sure I want to make. Ajay Devgn's CG is the moral center of the film. CG isn't an accountant as much as he's a cane-wielding therapist, trying to make Ayan a better human. Often he breaks the fourth wall, addressing Ayan narratively, but spectatorially, us too.
तुम जानते हो इंसानों की सबसे बड़ी गलती क्या है? तुम भगवान में तो मानते हो, लेकिन भगवान की एक नहीं मानते.
He stares us down, arm-twisting us into becoming kinder, less lustful, more truthful beings. He shows up on the bedside of Ayan just as he's about to have sex, not to tell him that infidelity is immoral, but to tell him that lust towards women is immoral. That as an antidote, to see the image of your mother plastered on the face of the woman you're lusting. Oedipus, are you listening? The tone of this film is broken. Often scenes feel like comic actors in a melodrama or melodramatic actors in a comic film. The mismatch is jarring, as though the tone of a scene was an afterthought, fixed during the dubbing, which has its own personality, sometimes muffled, sometimes synchronized, sometimes off. Malhotra flails his hands too much, hoping it's able to convey what his face just cannot. It does the work, but a bit too much. The excitement is too exciting, the sadness too sad, the joy too joyous. But ultimately, Thank God makes being moral, being clipped and prim look so boring. You prefer the arrogance and the lust and the ineptitude. Rakul Preet's character, Ruhi, is the perfect wife, apologizing when Ayan throws a tantrum, sexualizing a moment when he is the one with the erotic range of a rock. We forget that creating this perfect woman on screen too is an act of lazy writing. To give Ruhi layers and shades, a graph and emotional range requires thought and intention, which neither of the writers, Akash Kaushik and Madhur Sharma, do. And so her perfection has this halo that is so compromisingly tired, giving us a saint when we needed some salt in the storytelling. Having said that, the terrible hypocritical edge of such cinema is that it is unable or perhaps unwilling to embrace its trashy potential, merely puncturing this moral blandness with some sex and then retreating into its family-friendly jail of ideas. Like that relative who waxes poetic on morals but moonlights as a sleazebag. This is the kind of film which is promoted using eros and desire, but in the final moments of its final song has Thank God become Thank You God. But from this puncture emerges Nora Fatehi in Abujani Sandeep Khosla Couture. The T-series erotic fixture since Dilbar broke some sort of record on YouTube, she has added oomph to the dull cardboard production line of films, to the point where axing her song, Zalima Coca-Cola from Bhuj, the Pride of India, was considered a cinematic crime, by me if no one else. Here is a woman who knows the brief, adding a till to her breast, swapping her heels for flats when she dances opposite Malhotra, thumping the parts of the body that evoke most muscle and erotic momentum. There's a shamelessness here that is the hallmark of stardom, of great cinema. But as Indra Kumar sees it, she's merely a smoke and mirrors mist to cloud what they consider the actual film. But little do they know, the actual film is a corpse being dragged by Fatehi's viral, minuscule, but vital presence. That was my take on Thank God. For more reviews, you can subscribe to the Reviews and More channel by Film Companion.